Hey, welcome back to Cooking Something Good. It's lunchtime. I'm here with Jack, the intern, and today is a production day. On production days, even though we're going to film this, we didn't plan on filming today, but on production days, we're in the home studio, and that means I usually cook something for Jack. And that means I plan. I go out, I buy what I need, and I'm ready. On a non-production day at the radio station, we go out to eat, and I buy lunch for him because even though I pay the intern tons of money, I still have a big heart. Pay him tons of money. So a lot of times you'll open your refrigerator and you'll say, there's nothing to eat here. Well, that's what happened today. What are we gonna make for lunch? I didn't buy anything specifically to make lunch, but you know what? If you rummage through your refrigerator and you keep the right kind of things in your refrigerator, you can always find something. And luckily today, I had some chicken breasts, and they are very, very close to expiration. I smelled them, they smell fine. Listen, if it doesn't smell good, you'll know it. The chicken's still good. It says the expiration date is in 2 days, but it's still good. So I've rolled that out, I cut it in half, rolled it out, and I've sliced it very thin. I had 2 nice onions from the local farmer's market. They were small, I sliced those up. We had some small bell peppers, and you can see I sliced those up. Everything about the same size. I've got a little bit of brown sugar here. I've got some garlic, and I've cut that very thin. I had 2 pieces of corn on the cob, and you can see here, that I just cut that into this bowl. I've got some soy sauce, I've got some fish sauce. I was hoping I could find some hot peppers, either chili peppers, habanero, jalapeno. I didn't have any, but I do have crushed red pepper. And I'm gonna make a little simple stir fry. I've got a little brown rice that I've cooked up, and it's already on my platter. I'm gonna fire up the stovetop. I put about 2 to 3 tablespoons, probably 3 tablespoons of olive oil into my pan. Now I'm gonna let this get hot first. And this is important, if you're gonna make something like this, make sure you cut everything the same size and make sure you have everything ready because this cooks very, very quickly. I'm gonna make sure that I have my tongs with me. Chicken in, it cools the pan off a little bit. You don't want that. You want this to get a little crispy. You want this to get some good color. A good sear on it, because if you don't, and you hear as I move that around, make sure everything's still on full, it's releasing some of its liquid, and that's cooling the pan. You don't want to cool the pan too much. Keep it hot. How you feeling? Hot, hot, hot. It's really releasing a lot. That's why I have this here, just in case it does that. And you can see how much liquid's being released from that chicken. It's really not a great cup. I'm going to add a little salt to that. Some of that moisture. Now I'm going to keep this in there until I get color on there. Which means a lot of that water is going to have to be released and then it's going to have to evaporate, but I'm going to keep it in there because I care. I care about what I feed Jack. Now we're getting that sizzling we're looking for. There we go. Now we're getting some color. It took a while, but we were patient. We didn't give up. And now we're getting that color we're looking for. And now I'm happy. It doesn't take much to make me happy. I gotta tell you something. When you're cooking, and usually I have the fan going, but because we're recording, I can't use the fan. But even with the fan going, sometimes when you're cooking something, in your home, you are going to set off the fire alarm. And there's always somebody, you set the fire alarms off. I'm not saying who, but there's always someone in the house who complains about it. It's not an industrial kitchen. No, it's not. It's a regular kitchen, and I'm cooking. And then, if the food isn't exactly the way they want it, I got a nice brown on that, so I'm going to take it off. Then they complain. How come it doesn't taste like it usually does? Because I took it off the oven 20 minutes early because you were complaining about the yada yada yada. So some chicken in there, but now this stuff is going to cook very quickly. We're going to throw the peppers and the onions in there right away. I've got more olive oil in that. These do not take long at all, which is nice. You still want a little crunch on these too. A little bite. And I'm going to add just a little more olive oil. Add my salt. You don't need much salt. Add pepper too to season it, because you're going to be adding soy sauce and fish sauce into this. There we go. And we're already getting a really nice smell out of this, really nice flavor. There we go. I'm going to add my garlic. Add that last so it doesn't burn. I've got it nice and thin. I do want that to get crispy. So you can see, which is nice here, we had some chicken staying in the bottom of the wok, but as the peppers and onions, especially the onions, release their liquids, that has helped us. Scrape that off the bottom. It has helped deglaze the pan for us. And that's really key. Now I'm going to throw my corn in. The only reason I'm using corn in this is because I had it. That doesn't have to go long at all. And now I'm going to add back in my chicken. And I'm going to mix this all up nicely. And then I'm going to add about a teaspoon of fish sauce. I love fish sauce. A good amount of soy sauce. Stains it and gives it a really nice flavor. Don't be shy about using a good amount of soy sauce. And then I'm going to mix in some brown sugar. That's going to give it a sweetness. And then I'm going to beat the living heck out of it. I mean, I'm not fooling around here. We're going to put some red pepper flakes in here. We're going to spice this up. Look at that. Holy crying out loud. And while we're fooling around with all that, why not add some honey? Not quite open. And add a little honey. Because we got hot. We're going to give that a good mix. Get it all around there. At this point you can turn off your stove top. These are ingredients that usually, especially the corn. And I'm just going to serve it over the only bag of rice I had. And I did not have time to make regular rice. I'm just going to use what I have because I'm not going to waste anything. Put that over your rice. And I'm going to tell you something. That's going to be good.